So, hello, thank you for joining us. Today we're going to be creating our Lily of the Valley. It's our flower of the month for May this year. So on the board right now, this is the glass that we would send you. You're going to get this ×2. So you're going to get your white globs and a couple of petals. We do not provide the wire, so that's for you to provide. So the first thing that we're going to do is tin all of our pieces. That's the process of applying solder to our pieces before we put them all together. And we do this because three-dimensional projects require it. We don't do this generally for our two-dimensional projects, just three. So keep that in mind whenever you're thinking about these projects or any other projects. If you try to solder all of your pieces, if you try to tin them for your two-dimensional project, you will run out of room and your pieces won't fit. So just for three-dimensional, guys. So this Lily of the Valley, we're going to put on a couple of stems to really showcase it after we get everything all soldered together. So all that I'm doing right now is creating a procedure and process. I do this because I don't want my glass to get too hot. I need to be able to handle it. So I'm going to work left to right, top to bottom, so that whenever I come back around, that first piece is not hot anymore. Okay, so we've got our solder. So this is just tinning. This is putting your solder on your piece before you put them together. And if this feels hot to you, you can use pliers, you can use a rag, you can use whatever you need to use. And the goal is just to get your solder mostly around your pieces right now. We're going to touch everything up whenever we attach everything together. So I'm working right to left instead of left to right. Doesn't really matter, just keep your direction the same. And none of these are too hot. I'm not burning my fingers at all. I'm not playing tough guy, just working it all the way around and being really mindful about how long I'm staying on each piece. So as you're watching this video, hopefully you found us because somebody said, hey, check them out. And if it was just a happy accident, welcome anyway. You can check out our other videos on our YouTube channel. We have a lot of tutorial videos. We're building up our inventory all the time. So we have our Flower of the Month tutorials, and those match month for month throughout the year. And we're adding tutorials all the time. So we have a spinner on there. We're going to be adding our Moravian star. Some more videos about foiling, soldering, and we're also going to create that jig video that you guys have been asking for, how to create a jig for the spinner. So as soon as I can lock my husband down to get that one done, we'll do that. If you have a request of anything that you'd like to learn or see a little bit better, please let us know. We love doing that. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put my solder on my leaves. Again, this is just called tinning. All right. And if you watch, I'm holding my iron nearly parallel to my board as well as parallel to my glass. It's really what makes the heat transfer the best, which allows the solder to transfer well. Okay, and you have these little outside edges. There's a couple ways to do these. Guys, you can do this, where you just go ahead and cover. If you want, you can fill this in so that it has a rounded look. And you do this just by dropping a little bit of solder and tapping it down. The idea is to give it a little bit of a raised look, just like your interior joint lines would be. So that's one thing that you can do if you choose to. That's lovely. We have almost all of our pieces now tinned. Let's get this last little leaf done. And then we just get to attach our pieces to our wire. So just really careful as you work. Low and slow. All right. I'm going to move all of these little globs over. I have 2 pieces of twisted wire here. I used 14 gauge wire and twisted them. I used a Forstner bit and a vise and just twisted it right up. Pretty easy to do. I guess if you wanted a video of that, we could certainly show you how to do that. I don't like buying much of anything that I can make at home, so we figured out how to make it, and that's what we do now. Okay. So I have my wire tacked on one side. I'm waiting for that to solidify completely. Okay, so I know on this side it might let go again just because wire is hot, and that's okay. We'll reposition it. But all that we're trying to do here is just to solidify it from the other side. All right, looks good. So now we can go ahead and add our blobs anywhere we want. There is no rhyme or reason to this. It is all a matter of aesthetics and just what you think yourself. Go ahead and flux your wire really good. And you can just do the whole thing because you're going to put these little blobs all over it. So it really depends if you're interested in symmetry or if you love the variable of nature as to how you adhere these. I'm definitely a nature girl, but I have a hard time leaving things asymmetrical. So I end up making everything fairly symmetrical, which you just don't have to. This is also a really good spot if you're just trying to use up some old solder. This would be a really good time to get your little pieces out because you don't need to run any lines for this. I'm going to put some over here. Okay, so now we're going to keep attaching these pieces. And if you don't want to use all of the globs that we send you, it's really okay. It's just a matter of aesthetics. It's really whatever you want it to look like. This is your own art. I think one of the cool things about these kits is that although it comes with instructions on how to do it, you can get creative and do it your own way. So this is just the first time around attaching these. We are going to turn this upside down or backwards whenever we're done, and we're going to attach them from the other side as well. We want them to be really, really tight, really strong. Whenever we turn it over, we're going to see some of our blobs. We didn't get the patina all the way on the bottom side, and that's fine. We're going to do it from this side, or not the patina, the solder. We're going to do it from this side. That's absolutely great. Make sure you have enough flux on your pieces. So I just saw that there was not quite enough right there based on how it adhered. I'm going to put a little bit more on that one. this over here on this side. And sometimes I'm just grabbing some of these scrap pieces of solder that I have up here. Sometimes I'm grabbing from the fresh. It doesn't really matter as long as we're using up what we have. We're not quite zero waste yet, but we try not to waste much in the way of material. Okay, so that's our side A essentially, and we're going to go ahead and flip it, and we're going to take a look at side B. And so see all this copper? That is not a problem at all because we need to tighten all of this up anyway. Blobs are a little bit hard to get solder on. What's nice about this is it's already attached to something, so you can really hold it up and work them without burning yourself. So I really like to just come right in, make sure I'm attached really good, and then I can go ahead and touch up my solder. Cover that copper foil anywhere that you see just a little bit of copper left. Great time to do it. If you don't do it now, you're going to see copper foil later. And if you're going to patina, then you're going to be maybe a little sad because your copper foil will not accept patina. Keep that in mind. So I'm also using, right now I'm using copper-backed copper foil. And that's because my pieces are not transparent. I'm going to go ahead and patina this black at the end. And remember, you want to match your patina to the inside color of your copper foil if your glass is transparent. If you can see through it, you want to match your patina to your foil. I'm using copper-backed copper foil because these are not transparent. It just doesn't matter. And copper-backed copper foil is less expensive than black-backed copper foil. So it's okay to use. We're going to get this all covered. Looking pretty good. Okay. So to get the solder on these blobs, this is so much nicer this way. It's like having a handy helper or just something to help you because these, not only do they get really, really hot, but they are also extremely slimy from all the flux. Okay, so we got that side done. We're going to get this side done. And then your piece is going to be pretty much finished. We're going to tack our leaves on there. If you enjoy this kit, you're interested in buying it, you haven't bought it, there is a link for this down below. And if you happen to be shopping on our website, we also have about 100 other kits that you could purchase, not just your Flower of the Month. We just don't have all the tutorial videos for those because they're fairly easy. They're two-dimensional projects. Occasionally we have another three-dimensional, like the spinner, like we talked about. We also have a video tutorial for the pumpkin, a three-dimensional pumpkin. Again, you can move it around so that it's easier. And it's definitely not hot. I don't feel like I'm gonna barbecue myself. Okay. And our last little guy right here. Today we are using, let me take a look. We're using Amerway 6040 solder, and I am using Tiger's Eye gel flux. I like the gel flux because it doesn't dry fast. So we use it quite often for our classes and for our students who tend to work a little bit slower than glassers who've been glassing for a while. Okay, now we're going to attach our leaves down here. And again, anywhere you want. There's really not a rule for any of this. It's whatever you're comfortable with. So I think I'm going to attach them right there. I really like how they look. I'm using the end of a roll of solder right now, so this is why I'm using my pliers to hold this little piece. So obviously the important thing here is you really want those to adhere well. I'm watching it just solidified all the way. That feels pretty good. Turn it over. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Okay. So we do have more work to do, but that's behind the scenes. This is just to show you how to make your beautiful lily of the valley for your flower of the month for May. So thank you for learning along with us, and we hope to see you again. Until then, happy glassing.